Room, talking to myself. Talking to myself. All right. It looks like we're good. I got the all clear message. It's responding to text from a friend. All right. Welcome, everybody. It's been a few days before I start the intro. I should probably start up the Streambot. There's a new addition to the Streambot. I heard something, and you know how it goes. Am I having trouble starting the stream? Okay, it's good. We're good. We're live. You never know. I swear, each hurdle you encounter in life is unique to the next one you will find. Holy shit, boys. Now, you might have noticed the lapse in the streams. There are a few reasons for that. One might call them excuses, right? So I'll tell it to you like this. So I finally did. Good news. I got into the get my payment, and my Trump check is set for the 6th, which would be tomorrow. So it should be all good. We should be ready to go. Now, the EDD has denied my claim again. So this is the 3rd time I have refiled, and hopefully they'll give me my fucking money. We'll see how it goes. A little irritated with them at this point, especially because, here, give you a little bit extra backstory. So I call a phone number on the website, and it says, here's another phone number to call. And then it plays out the rest of a message. And then I call that number. It gives me the same exact message and then hangs up the phone. So there's no one you could call. I've sent out emails. It's been a frustrating thing. So my excuse, the biggest one anyway, is if I don't enjoy doing the show, I feel like you guys won't enjoy watching it. So if I'm just in a shitty mood, or I'm fucking stressed about EDD not going through, or yesterday it was a breakup. You know, I had to dump a girl, and it was amicable. It was fine, but just that's still lingering on in the back of my mind. And yeah, so I figured yesterday would have been a bad day. It would have been a shitty mood. It wouldn't have been a fun show, I don't think. But all things considered, yeah, we'll start the show off. Again, I apologize for everything, all the lapse in content. Really, I could chalk it up to laziness, but I would chalk it up more to quality control. Like, oh, no, the QA people in my brain said, no, cut it. Cut that one out. So, but will the money be worth anything when you get it? Probably not. Funny that we have an article pulled up for later. Gavin Newsom has already gone bankrupt paying out checks to illegal people. I still haven't gotten shit. They sent out my card, and then they denied the fucking claim, so it's just been one thing after the other. Now, they did put one payment on there, so I have a little bit to eat with, but I had to pay rent with that fucking check, so did I buy a Nintendo Switch? Well, joke's on them. I already have a Nintendo Switch. Funny thing, actually. I didn't realize that there was like a production shortage on those things right now, so a Nintendo Switch is worth a stupid amount of money. So I was looking at all my shit, and apparently it's like $600-700 worth of stuff, and I should just sell it. I don't even play my Switch. I got it with my ex, you know, and I haven't really touched it since then. And then I had something else that happened that's a little bit more, bigger than even the fire, that kind of associates my brain with it, so I don't really play with it anymore. $500 for a used one, and mine's a lightly used too. It's in good condition. I take really good care of my electronics.
Fucking touch me?
Somebody asked how Noodle's doing. She's doing great. She is lively, full of energy. I found some old toys of hers that I had when she was a kitten, and yeah, so she's a happy little kitty. She's just about off the steroids. Has like one more dosage. She's looking great. She looks like she feels great. She's running all around this apartment all hours of the day. Today, she woke me up. She would not let me sleep. She said, no. It kept shaking my door. Like, what she does, she pulls the door and just rattles that fucker, dude. It's something else. So, what else is there really to say? Doing good, all things considered, but we have a new soundbite.
Alright, well, get fucked! Get fucked!
Perfect. We do need a Noodle. Yeah, we need Noodle on that soundboard for sure. She's sleeping right over there. She's like holding the new toy I got her, or it's the old one, but it's weird how cats get possessive like that. It's good, right? It's good. I might have to turn it down a little bit. Oh. Jeff. Do you even know who I am? No, I don't either, man. You're gonna have to find somebody else. Find somebody else to tell you who you are. Okay. No, it's perfect as it is. Because he yells, I try to watch the volume levels. Anyway, I did turn it down a little bit. It should still be audible. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and go ahead again.
Alright, well, get fucked! Get fucked!
Sounds good to me. All right, so with that little bit of a, we'll call it an apology tour, I'll start the intro. It's a bit shorter tonight, which will be to some of your delight, I'm sure. So I will be back in roughly 4 minutes. See you soon, everybody.
I'm not some princess who needs to be coddled. Shit.
I just wanted to include that part. I find it funny.
Cloud?
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you gotta be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. I like kids better than people.
By the way, I had to edit out Tyler Durden's dick.
Do you know who I am?
Fucking YouTube. Oh, I forgot it's a promo video. My bad. Here comes
Your
the sun.
appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over to the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. But the world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience. And their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The augmentation project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. Necessarily, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon, order a new age.
White has spoken of the mythical city on the hills.
Soon,
That city will be a reality,
and we
will be crowned as kings. Gods! Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the belated Midnight Show. It is May 5th. May the 5th be with you. 2020. And there's another video here. It played out of order. No, it didn't. Well, what the hell happened to that video I put up? There was 4 of them. Yeah. See, speaking of Fight Club, I had a second Fight Club video. Fantastic. If you, it seems like you had seen it. I don't know how you forgot the ending. It's the best part. it's the unforgettable part, besides, of course, Jared Leto getting his face smashed in. Speaking of which, here's another short intro video.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life, with Mentos fresh and full of...
Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. I also forgot that this Mentos theme is copyright protected. They must have heard about some asshole making a bunch of fake Mentos commercials. So I'll pause for a second, and then we will continue.
Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool, with Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes
Oh, that PS2 game is so bad.
fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
There we go. Now it's the midnight show. By the way, I just love this still image is so good. You've got dude, get fucked, absolutely get fucked, Jared Leto. I believe that's the dude from The Walking Dead on the left. And you got Meatloaf over here, and they're all just looking in horror as the sleepless man just destroyed something absolutely terrible. Also, Ricky the mechanic just looks so concerned. All right. Now we're ready. Bit of a slow start today. I'm not the one getting punched, dude. I've been abiding by all of the social distancing rules. I'll have you know. It's Revenge of the 5th. Oh my god, they get 2 days now? Who? That's the real question. Who's fucking ready? Who's ready? I don't see any hands up in chat. Who the fuck is ready for some memes? Hold on, I'm trying to make some time so I can do the thing real quick. There it is. Let's see. Yeah. How do you... Oh, no, I didn't want to delete that person, for fuck's sake. Don't give me that sort of authority. There we go.
Stay the fuck back!
Absolutely, we need to stay the fuck back. Okay, for sure. There we go. You're set. You have a lot of points now. You'll never need for points again, my dear. Yeah, what is it? We have... I was also seeing Lindsay Lohan making the rounds. She's gonna be the new IB. What a fucking shitty end to a saga. Where does IBS lead to? Meeting Internet Bloodsports specifically. Where did it lead? Well, I'll tell you where it led. It led to Chris Hansen joining the circle to try to grift people. And then we also have Tim Pool. I lost my train of thought just thinking about Tim Pool getting pissed off about losing his beanie. Maybe I should wear a beanie. But then yeah, Lindsay Lohan also has slithered into the mix. It's funny to me, like, we got the people that no one actively doesn't give a shit about. How did we get Chris Hansen and Lindsay Lohan? Hansen is cringe? Hansen's worse than cringe, man. He's a fucking sellout. He's a phony. It takes a real special kind of guy to A-log, to be a professional, like, media personality and to fucking A-log over a YouTube personality. I'm not a fan of Onision. I don't even really know who he is, and I don't give two shits about what has been going on with his channel and all of that drama. I will say that the people speaking out against him, claiming all sorts of crazy shit about him, they're way nuttier than he is by a significant margin. And they had reported him. Chris Hansen threw this in his face, like as a, oh, well, you're being investigated by the FBI. That doesn't mean shit. Anybody can be investigated. You know who else was investigated by the FBI? Martin Luther King. What the fuck does that mean, anything? You're being investigated. Yeah, because he sent them a bunch of bullshit, like sending the police allegations that he's abusing his dog because he fed it a muffin. And granted, I wouldn't say that that's necessarily healthy, to make him out to be the fucking leader of the Fourth Reich because he gave his dog a muffin is a bit much, wouldn't you agree? So, and on top of that, this is where the thing with Chris Hansen, where I lost all respect for him. He has no more credibility as far as I'm concerned after all of this. But the biggest thing, the one that made me go, where he hung out outside the dude's house after Onision had told him, I don't want to do an interview. I don't want to fucking talk to you. Get the fuck out of here. He shows up at the dude's house with a camera crew. That's I don't use this word lightly. That's fucking harassment. I tell you I don't want to do your fucking interview for your horseshit little YouTube show, and you show up at my house. Fuck you, buddy. That's as far as I can say. And I did see him try to humble brag about having a fucking Emmy, like, or whatever it was. Like, those things don't fucking matter, Hansen. What, you know, if Chris Hansen really gave a shit about trying to get predators off the streets, you know what he would be doing instead of trying to sell people fucking phones, shilling for cell phones? You know what he would be doing? He'd be working with Pop Squad. He'd be keeping his fucking head down. He wouldn't be making his face relevant at all, because he would be using his own resources to help, and instead he's using this to make money. He's it's, in my personal opinion, a piece of shit. I have nothing good to say about Chris Hansen. I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. What it takes a real piece of shit to make that guy look relatable and make you feel bad for him. Show up at his fucking house. And yeah, Onion Boy is a creep. I couldn't agree more with you. I saw some of his shit. I don't like him at all. I don't find him very interesting. Oh, I'm well aware of Martin Luther King being a communist puppet. I mean, hell, at least Malcolm X is somebody that, he's a little more, well, I'll just say I can agree with more of what he was saying, despite the fact that I don't think we would have seen eye to eye. I'd still have a beer with Malcolm X. You kidding me? You kidding me? I'd have a few beers with him. Anyway. Last time Hansen showed up to someone's house, he killed himself. Well, you see, that's exactly what I mean. That's... So, yeah. Fuck that guy. XXX Malcolm Tenation. Although I have to say, can we get a... rip in peace, by the way. XXX Nation. Anyway, fuck. I don't know how I got off on that aside, but yeah, a lot of these people have really revealed themselves to be just absolute hacks and phony. I mean, I understand the pursuit of needing to earn a dollar, right? Especially with what's going on right now. I'm not going to judge a guy, but the way he's going about doing the things he was saying he was trying to do, fuck him. Anyway. So we have a good... Space Juice sent me this interview. It's 30 minutes long. It alleges... I don't know that we'll watch all of it. We'll watch some of it a little later. $1. But it alleges, or rather, Judy A. Mikovits alleges that there is a system of corruption involving Dr. Fauci. Remember, did you guys forget about Dr. Fauci? Do I have to remind you? I mean, most people forgot about Dr. Fauci. I mean, paging Dr. Fauci. Oh my God, doesn't that sound like a good documentary about how fucking important he is? Don't you all know that we all need to listen to this unelected fucking supposedly educated individual? It's for me for later. Okay, so I'll watch it a little bit later then. It doesn't really seem stream friendly, based on it'd probably be mostly boring. The Virus King. Holy shit. Is it Bill Clinton? Bill Gates the Virus King, or is that one Fauci? But you'll remember, Fauci is the do-all end-all, God's gift to humanity. I had to read about this for about 2 weeks before everyone got bored with him and moved on to just worshiping medical people as a profession in general. It's been... I really just can't stand any of these fucking people.
Get the fuck back!
We have the medical protests. Here's another piece for you. I forgot. It's been a minute, so I did comment on Twitter about this, but I neglected to bring this up on a video or a live stream. I really should have just thrown something together. Oh my God. I should have thrown something together real quick. But get this. This is at one of these protests, and anti-protesters showed up. Now, what you have to understand is that these people are protesting people's right to protest. Right? They're saying you need to stay home. You're literally putting people in danger, which Cuomo said as well, right? He goes out there and says, yeah, we need to start instituting criminal penalizations for not wearing a mask, despite the prisons being overflooded. And he says this without a mask, by the way. But these people are here because they're telling you, you need to stay home. You shouldn't be protesting. How dare you? You're putting lives at risk. As they do the same thing they were mad about the people they're there to protest doing. I mean, protests and hypocrisy go hand in hand. People play by teams. They don't have any beliefs. Generally speaking, of course. Now, not like my humble and astute audience that I have with me tonight. But the general population, they will condemn somebody for something, and then when it comes back on them, on their side, and they're required to show a little bit of humility, admit maybe they were wrong, or show that they are consistent in their beliefs, they will 180. Just look at this shit with Joe Biden. It was sickening. How do I even bring this up? The Joe Biden shit. I saw sickening shit. People who were... they would say, hey, look, even if Biden raped my own child, I would still I would still vote for him because we need to beat Trump. It was the most sickening thing I've ever fucking read. And there were 3 different posts that were saying basically that. They said something like, well, Trump could rape 100 people and I'd still have to vote for Biden because, you know, Trump is bad for the economy. But Trump's hurt nobody, as far as I can tell. At least legally, he has less tying him down than anybody else. I'm starting to believe, honestly, that them running with Biden is like a gambit. Like it's just how powerful he is. God, what a fucking creep. He makes my skin crawl. And then he laughs. I think it's like a bargaining chip because what Biden is an assured win for Trump. He doesn't even know where he fucking is, right? Keep in mind, the same people are saying, well, we got to vote for Biden. We're here saying, well, we can't have Trump anymore. He drinks 12 Diet Cokes a day. He's clearly insane, which I would agree with that sentiment, honestly. But anyway, you know what we're subjugated to? You guys remember the TikTok nurses? You remember all those horrible fucking videos? Well, I got a new one for you guys. There's no way that this was created to make us like the medical industry. No fucking way. Here, let me show you.
I don't wanna get corona, I don't wanna get it. Make sure do what doctors told ya. I'm gonna cough in the rack, not gonna sneeze in my hand. I won't touch my eyes, my ears, my nose.
This is on cable news that they are supposedly marketing towards older people, not somebody in middle school. And there it is, though. There's too many nurses. You know, when I was going to college back when I was a wee lad, everyone was there to become a nurse, and I knew that was going to happen. I said, you know, a lot of these people lack any sort of validation in their lives, so they have to become a nurse so they can say, hey, look, I save lives, okay? That's what most of it's about. Zintrax asking the important questions. How did we get here? How the fuck did we get here? Let's see, Joe Biden, voters. I'm wishing I could find this thing that I'm looking for. It's a post. There's Fauci's face. Oh my God, the smartest man alive, everybody. Well, you won't remember him in another month. You hardly remember him now, but... Who was it? Was it Orwell and Good? I believe that was the person that shared this out. I gotta find it. It'll only take me a second. You guys will get down with it. I think it'll jive with you. Oh, and those cocksuckers at the ADL trying to shut down Steam because it fullmates hate or whatever. You're not even allowed to have video games. Look, just because there are some black people on the internet that say the N-word doesn't mean that it is a vessel for white supremacy, you absolute fucking dishonest hacks.
Cocksucker!
See, this man, he knows what he's talking about. ADL, cocksuckers, every last one of them. Willingly, too. Not even a gun pointed at their head. They see a fucking cock, they gotta suck it. Pieces of shit, every last one of them. Pieces of shit. How is it that I'm not able to find this fucking post? It's not that important. Just know that people are willing to literally sacrifice their family. Sacrifice their literal family. So to own on Orange Man, I mean, he's bad, don't you know? So This motherfucker got to this post before I could. I saw this and I was thinking the exact same thing. Joe Biden says his vice presidential committee is looking at more than a dozen women. So basically the presidential committee, they do the looking. He does the sniffing. You know, it's always been Joe Biden's prerogative to stand behind, well, maybe not a powerful woman, but a woman less powerful than him. But that was the Virgin Biden. And then here we have the Chad Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un may be held up with his 2,000 women pleasure squad. That's something else. Unfortunately, he was very disappointed when he found out that he would have exclusively Korean women there. I think we've all been there. Hashtag relatable. Oh, man. And the Tara Reid shit, they're pretty much going to call her a lying cunt. They're just going to call her a lying bitch. Oh, yeah, and then we got another thing on the soundboard that I need to put on.
I will eat your ass.
Alex Jones letting us all know what he's willing to do. You know, hey, he aims to please. What can I say? I love that he posted a picture, or it was Caitlin Bennett that posted a picture of Alex Jones and them together, and it says, yes, Alex Jones does eat ass. It's just like, even that one, though, like, bro, I hope took the diaper off before he went in. Ran a fucking baby wipe. I don't know. Alex Jones is great. I love Alex. He's entertaining enough that I'm totally fine with the potential that he might be an absolute shill, because you know something? That's what matters the most. If you're gonna have propaganda, if you're gonna have controlled opposition, at least make it good. It should at least be entertaining, and if he can meet that requirement, he's okay by me. So here's a person on Twitter. I saw this backfire, and I thought you guys might enjoy it. Twitter, can we get this Mayo man expelled from school? Update. We found out that the Instagram account with Helena High School students' prospective colleges was faked. Colby is not actually going to Yale, so we need to start directing our emails and phone calls to Helena High School instead and get him expelled. Last account. 5, or last picture. 5. The reason I went private today was because I was getting doxxed by white people. They were she doesn't know who she got doxxed by, she's assuming. They were spreading personal information about me, like my citizenship status, my address, phone number, location, and that of my family members as well. For the safety of me and my loved ones, I went prive. Man, I thought we were so weak, though. You should be able to take us. I mean, just a bunch of delicate white people. What are you so mad about? See, listen to the man. Listen to the man. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. Here's a little bit of cringe for you guys. You guys like cringe, right? Well, you watch the show, so I would only assume you like cringe.
Alright, well, get fucked! Get fucked!
I might have to make that the donation ringtone. The get fucked.
Alex Jones destroyed his neighbor's property value with facts and logic.
Thank you for the $5 Radio Ruin. Yeah, I'm surprised we never got a Ben Shapiro, Alex Jones debate. You know why that is, right? Because Ben is definitely the type of person that would capitalize on something like somebody getting censored in order to push his brand, right? He's definitely that type of person. So why wouldn't he? You know why? It's that Reddit he has in him. It's simple as that. Because it's the Reddit. You know what I'm talking about. Redditors, generally speaking, it's a special type of person, right? Where they already know something is true. They've already come to the conclusion they want to come to. And anybody who doesn't believe what they believe, even if they don't have their sources to back them up, anybody else is stupid and they're smart by default. It's the same reason a lot of these people get into like the science worship. You know what I'm talking about, right? The people who are like, dude, science is so cool, guys. wow, when we were measuring shit in beakers at fucking school, it was the coolest shit. No. You know no one actually enjoyed any of it. Maybe some people did. A very small portion of people actually want to enjoy science. What it is people who lack an identity live vicariously through, like, the authority of being smart, right? Like the cult of science. It's alluring to them because, one, it inflates their ego because they're like, hey, I'm smart and I get it. And two, it gives them this nice little community where they all believe the same thing. Shit, I'm late. You didn't miss much, man, to be quite honest. It's been more of a relaxed show tonight. I have a few things, but mostly tonight we're just going to ramble about a few things I came across. And then they make deities of scientists. And here's what's frustrating, right? Because science, right? Science is supposed to teach you to look at the evidence and come to your own conclusion. What science tells you to do is dogmatically worship whatever conclusion a person who has any sort of credibility tells you. It's trusting the conclusion rather than the evidence. Now, when you have science, like brilliant minds, right? Let's give them a little bit of credit, maybe more than they deserve. When you have brilliant minds working on something, they can see the same things observable, right? They can observe the same things, but they can come to different conclusions based on what they see. You will never see a bunch of smart people in a room and have them agree on fucking anything. That is fact. That's why the whole climate shit is bullshit, because, like, sure, there's some truth to it, right? But what it has become is like a feedback loop of just pretentious, condescending pandering. I enjoyed making chemicals change color. I mean, that's fair. It's the small things in life. Idea laundering. That does sound interesting. Yeah, everyone has their interests, but that's what all the cheaters say. And yeah, where there is a certain amount of faith you should have in, hey, look, I was able to determine this hypothesis, demonstrate this hypothesis, and come to this conclusion. And instead, it's, here are the facts, and this is what I have to say about it. That's what modern science is whoever's in charge. You're not even, especially on YouTube now, you're not even allowed to go, well, let me see the actual data. I want to see the data so I can come to my own conclusion based on the data. I don't want to just hear your stupid opinion on it. But that's where we are. We're just supposed to lap up everything they said. Speaking of which, speaking of lapping things up, I was going to include this in a new video, but I didn't know how to incorporate it. Here we go. You know, maybe we watched this on last live stream. I can't quite remember, but I'm going to show it anyway.
The economy is not going to be anything like it was. It's going to take a long time to recover. It's going to be, you know, people are going to be surprised at how slow and how fitful this it was. It's going to take a long time to recover. It's going to be, you know, people are going to be surprised at how slow and how fitful this is.
This motherfucker loves the idea of the economy crashing. Put a big smile on his face. Yeah, you're right. People suffering, struggling to pay their bills. Yeah. It reminds me, like, that meme where it's like everybody not living in fear, and he's just like shaking his head no, and then it says economy crash and no one able to eat, and then Bill Gates is sitting there smiling. Yes, yes. Like, what a weird reaction to have to that sort of thing. You think of people suffering, and you just go, yes. Oh, yes, 1,000 times this. He's happy that there are things going slower than him walking. That's fair. Talk about how bad you think the economy is going to be. It's already pretty bad. In fact, speaking of that, I have an article from Zero Hedge. Where's it at? Newsom says California went from surplus to tens of billions. No, California's always been in debt, buddy. We'll get to that in a second. But I wanted to share, like I said, cringe. We all love cringe. Man, I got off on a fucking side note. Who's ready for some memes? You guys ready for some? Here, hold on. Hold the fuck up.
Who's ready for some memes?
Who's ready? You guys fucking ready? I hope you're ready. I didn't see any hands up yet, but I'm just going to assume. And as I said, knowing that most of you guys watch the show, I can only assume that you guys love cringe. So I have a picture here, Scott James. But all's not lost. We just have to hope that Elizabeth Warren, Hermione Granger, Beto O'Rourke, Harry Potter, and Pete Buttigieg, Ron Weasley, can restore sanity to an increasingly divided world. Anybody else? How dank is this, chat? Can I post this to our Bernie for president? Can I get that sweet Bernie receipt? You know, Trump bucks. Fuck Trump bucks, where I get actual money in the mail. You know what Bernie Sanders sends my ass? Nothing. Not a damn thing. I just kind of admire that. It's a real fucking American in a lot of ways. But I have to walk that back a little bit. He does send you a receipt. And I think that a Trump buck is worth less than a Biden receipt. Or excuse me, Bernie receipt. Spot the difference. The money's all going the same way. All going the same direction. Why those three? People find the weirdest people to fucking worship, man. I don't understand it at all. At least when some people go like, oh man, this guy's amazing. And you look at it and go, okay, I kind of see it. You can kind of respect it. But then you go Elizabeth Warren, Beto O'Rourke, and Pete Buttigieg, the guy who looks like the literal Recess journalist, Randall, looks just like him. Bernie is the type of guy to get all the foreplay on you, but when it comes to actually dealing the deal, he pulls out. That's what was the phrase or the line from Full Metal Jacket? You look like the kind of guy that would fuck a guy in the ass and not even have the common decency to give him a reach around. Something like that. I haven't seen Full Metal Jacket in a while. That's best scene in the movie, though. Wow, I don't know. Gomer Pyle fucking off in the drill sergeant's pretty good fucking scene, too, to be honest with you. At a certain point, you're like, dude has a gun and he's in a bathroom. Maybe stop yelling at him, you know? I don't know. Maybe bring in a guy with a taser or something. Get some pepper spray. Get some handcuffs. Anyway. Who's ready for some memes? I was ready for some memes, but I was not ready for mimetic energy of this quality. Okay. I can't believe the world we fucking live in, man. The world we live in. Here, let me learn you a thing or two. About a thing or two. Get this. Breaking news. Venezuelan President Maduro says 2 Americans captured in operation allegedly intended to infiltrate Venezuela and apprehend its leaders. The socialist leader said the plan was to kill him. You know, that's one way to put it, man. But, I mean, they were just going to take your empanada drawer. I mean, you don't have to make it seem like they were going to starve you to death. You would have just been facing, you know, more relatable issues that your people could identify with. They would say, oh, you know, he's starving now instead of having his bottomless empanada drawer. You know, maybe it's fine. Maybe I feel bad for him. But instead, he had to run to the media. Oh, my God. 18 naked cat boys. Oh, no. He's going full R. Kelly. He's trying to have a relationship with his kids, helicopters over his house and shit. That's how he lives now.
In this moment, I am euphoric.
Not because of any phony God's blessing, but because I'm enlightened by my empanada drawer.
Enlightened by my intelligence.
Empanadas are pretty good. I mean, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Because you might not know. I want to say the only reason I heard about this was because of the postmortem back in the day, Zidane show. Let's see. Fuck Maduro. And the Empanada Man.
Mine?
Oh, that's right. He, the video's like gone. Here we go. Let's go. Now here you have a discount Stalin. Why is it that all of these pricks always have to like LARP as Stalin? Isn't that weird? Have we ever beaten a boss? You know what? Maybe I should do some editing on that because I have it at like a 70% chance to win, but apparently it's much lower than that. Yeah, I miss Zidane too. It's a fun dude. You know what I liked about his show the most was that he was always laughing, even on the kill stream. He was always laughing and having a good time. Like you through the screen, the translation of his joy made the show fun to watch. Like I said earlier, if you don't enjoy making the show, people won't enjoy watching it. And that's a great example. Just kind of laughing with joy at the absurdity of some of the stories that came up. I think that made more compelling content than what they have now. Not that it's necessarily bad. I haven't tuned in, so I can't say. But that's one of the things I think is missing. Anyway, check this shit out right here.
Presidente, un gran abrazo y felicitaciones a los gobernadores y gobernadoras electas y a todo nuestro pueblo por el triunfo de la paz.
Yeah, you're right. Stalin did have a cool look. Looks slick as fuck. I mean, look, I don't want to walk into the barbershop and say, look, I'm going to hand you a picture of Mao, Stalin, and make me look like one of these suave-looking motherfuckers. You know what I mean? There's another guy. I don't know. I don't want to look at that like that guy. It's got too many bad energy, bad juju. Besides, Stalin had a higher fucking score anyway. Anyway. Well, as far as I know, Jim was on the show the other night. Like I said, I haven't watched it in so long. I can't remember. I watched something like 2 months ago, and it was decent. They have their good shows for sure. Stone Mexican guy with the $1.99. Hey bro, hope you're okay. I'm doing all right, man. Thank you. I did complain at the beginning of the stream about the reasons why I haven't been streaming. Just kind of pissed off. But things are getting better, I hope, for the most part.
Jew! No Jews. Jew! No Jews. Forget Jews.
Forget it. Forget.
No Jews. Forget Jews. No Sweden. No San Francisco cocksucker. No Jew.
Well, maybe sometimes. Just designated to their proper areas. Yeah, and the Masterson leaks. I haven't even seen them, so I don't know. I can't speak to what has been said or extrapolate a genuine opinion, but I have seen people talk about it on both ends. I didn't watch the Killstream segment either, so I don't know how it actually went, but it sounded like it could have been a great blood sports. It sounded like something I was excited for. I was like, all right, I'll watch that later. And then, from what I understand, they just muted him and didn't really let him do his thing. Just seemed kind of, from what I've read, again, I haven't watched it, but it's like, no, you bring in the Spurg, you let him spit around and fucking make an ass out of himself. You give them enough rope to tie themselves up with. Caught myself. Yeah, it's just not what it used to be, isn't it? Because even Tonka, right? Even Tonka would bring people in like, no, I don't fucking mute people unless it legitimately disrupts the show. Maybe he was legitimately disrupting the show. I don't know. The take I've seen from like Dick Masterson's angle is, well, dude, we say shit to women to get laid all the time, my dude. And I agree. I think a lot of us, if we had our personal texts shared out there, it'd probably be similar shit out there. So I don't know. The thing is, though, is how bad is it? I don't think anyone's asked that. How bad is it? Like, how embarrassing is it? It has to be pretty bad, right? At the same time, I'm familiar with Jesse a little bit. I've seen him go after Revenge of the Sis. Who was the other person he was on again for a minute? But I don't know, man. I don't really know what to think of the guy other than that he is a persistent motherfucker. This dude on my timeline on Twitter for like the last 2 days has just been pot awful stuff that I've not given a flying fuck about. But lad seems like he has some energy. Yeah, that's the take I am seeing from a lot of people, is that everyone's trying to defend Dick Masterson's honor because he runs New Project 2, which is basically where they receive their money. There is a level of, you don't want to shit where you eat, so to speak, right? At the same time, I think even a man like Dick could appreciate, it's like, no, I make my money by making an interesting show, and if you're part of the interesting show, I'm just going to have to let you go. Or I'm going to have to let the show go. Like, we're going to have to unmute everybody, and I'll sit here, mute myself, sip on my drink, and let the people make the content for me. It was supposed to be great, but they piled on him. Ralph is an open hypocrite. Yeah, you know, I'll admit that he is open about who he is, but a lot of people are surprised when he comes out and he's pro-doxing and all of that. And they're like, wait, I thought he was against it. No, he's just against it when people he doesn't like does it, really. I don't know. I don't know, man. The show today was boring. Yeah, I haven't watched it again, but from what I've heard, that was what people had to say about it, and I just kind of walked out of there. I didn't watch it, but I mean, I kind of, after reading about it, going, man, did you guys not learn anything? The texts are embarrassing, but who really cares? Exactly. That's the boat I'm in. Like, who gives a shit? I think a lot of the people critical of Dick Masterson have come out saying, well, you're Dick Masterson. You're essentially the alpha male. And so these coming out about you are especially embarrassing because you're not supposed to be like this. But I like I said, I don't give a shit. If there are particular ones, this is where I think Jesse probably could have done better. If there are particular segments that he could have brought up, be like, bring this one up. But just put this on screen. We don't even have to narrate it. Just put this up on screen right here for everyone to see. Anyway. Have you heard about the guy in the clown mask at that grocery store? I did, yes. Probably just a Democrat, really, let's be honest. It was really bad. Watch PPP. He reads them out with Godwinson. I watched the first few minutes of the PPP one, and I just got bored and turned it off. I'm like, man, if the fat Canadian... If the Canadian gunt can't make this interesting, I don't know if anyone can. I've heard about The Last of Us. I've heard about The Last of Us. I'm still writing. I haven't finished it yet, for sure. Yeah, there is a courting procedure that I think a lot of people, and I'm not going to put all of the people in this boat or any... Oh, that fucking top chat. I've only been reading some of the chat. My bad. Yeah. There is a courting method. You do have to seduce the other party. Let's see. The real story is that Dick got Jesse's Patreon ban. That's the story of that Dick once buried. So I'm familiar with that. I do know that Jesse, allegedly, I don't know the specifics, but Jesse was allegedly pretending to be Mad Cucks, one of the contributors to Dick Masterson's show. Now, I don't know if it was just like a name change and it was kind of a joke, but the way it was perceived by them, at least from what they say, is that this person was pretending to be Mad Cucks to get money from his fans on false pretenses. See, if that's the case, I kind of get it. There's a little bit of nuance to it, but... Yeah, they kept calling Jesse a beta. He looks like an average dude. He didn't... there is a beta look. There is a soy look. Jesse doesn't necessarily fall into that category, in my opinion. It's weird because I feel like I'm not critical of either side. I'm just kind of in the middle going, you guys all look kind of stupid. But that's the internet for you, you know? What can you say? Episode 32 of The Dick Show, he advocated that people report Maddox as sponsors and show Patreon that Jesse was using the N-word. Are you serious, man? Because that is really gay. That's gayer than any text that leaked out to the public could be. I'm going to write that down. I hope that's not true. I like Dick. I like Dick Masterson. He's a funny dude.
In this moment, I am...
Why does everyone have to be such massive fucking phonies? You know, it gets tiring.
By my intelligence.
Why would people be scared of Jesse? I can see them being more annoyed with him. But, I don't know.
I mean, what?
Alyssa told me to ask you for Bong Lord. Yeah, I'll give you some points real quick. We do have other things to take a look at, but since people were talking about the Masterson leaks in chat before the stream started, and then somebody asked a minute ago, so I figured I'd give you my take. Not a really hot take. Could have been handled better, I think. As in, then again, they're the ones that are killing it on D Live, so, you know, who am I to give anybody advice, right? Sitting here with 100 strong, humble, some of the greatest people on the fucking internet. Okay, maybe that's a bit much. You guys are cool, but that's a bit too far, right? A friend of mine had a run-in with Jesse a few years ago. She was harassed by him because she refused to go on his podcast. She just quit the internet and never went back on after that. I heard about that. I haven't heard the details. Yeah, it seems like one of those things that everyone's shitty all around, more or less. Nick Rakita 2, check the recent pod awful. Nick apologized for it on that episode. For the Patreon thing. Clip that part where I say I like Dick. It's all over, boys. It's all over. It was a bunch of buddies convincing someone they all don't like to follow them behind the gym and then fuck with them like in high school. God, that's way gay. You see, banter, when the idea is that you're all hanging out, say like at a bar or like a food establishment, you're just banter, talking shit to everybody. That's one thing. But when it's like, see, maybe it's just been long enough that I see it from a different angle. But yeah, that's pretty lame. Oh yeah, The Last of Us shit. I don't want to go too much into that just because some people might be into it and I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I was never a fan of the game, the first one, so I couldn't care less. Has anyone ever seen or heard proof that Dick did that to Jesse? Maybe Dick's listeners, but did Dick tell them to? No, Nick didn't apologize about the Patreon thing. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have to look. I'll probably get bored and not even look into it, but I would have to see all of it for myself to make a precise opinion. On a better note, there are 2,400 calorie ration bars at Walmart that cost $4.95, and they're pretty good. I stocked up. That's not a bad idea.
How dare you?
How dare you? All right. What we got? Maduro eating the empanadas. So yeah, I am willing to bet that those CIA officials just said to themselves, look, we're bored with all this coronavirus stuff. Let's get Maduro's empanada drawer.
How dare you?
That is a mythical item. It is definitely a legendary. Let's see. Cocksucker, indeed. Well, good on Maduro to share us his amazing palate and appetite. All right, real quick, we have a Breitbart article. Vegan hit girlfriend with bottle because she came home smelling of bacon. Now, I'm curious as to why a person would beat their girlfriend for smelling like bacon. A reclusive vegan who beat his girlfriend with a glass of vinegar bottle because she smelled of bacon has been sentenced to a community order after pleading guilty to assault. Christopher Ellum, 22, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of criminal damage, sending indecent or grossly offensive messages, and assault by the beating of his girlfriend of 4 years. Damn. Miss Smith had told the court that she and Mr. Ellum had started out as friends before becoming romantically involved in 2015. At the time, Mr. Ellum was neither a vegetarian nor a vegan. Eventually, the couple moved in together in West Yorkshire. During the relationship, Mr. Ellum had become a fanatical vegan, eschewing all animal products, with Miss Smith telling the court that her then-boyfriend pressured her into becoming vegan as well. He's become completely set on the idea. He told me bluntly, if you're not going vegan, I'm going to break up with you. And if you come back to the house smelling of bacon, I'm going to try to break this bottle on you. But he lacked the strength, apparently, to really make it work. Some chick stabbed her boyfriend because of pressure due to lockdown. She got away with it. I heard of the story, but I haven't looked at it. Crazy. Let's see. Well, I will say this, you guys definitely got to be careful because maybe I'm compromised. maybe, let's see, bring this up. Maybe I'm the one that's compromised, because I'm on New Project 2 as well. As you can see, just really making gangbusters over on this platform, making Dick a lot of that money. He gets a whole 5% of every dollar I make on New Project 2. Yeah, really something. Really something. There are actual psychotic vegans who are excited for meat shortages. I'd seen a little bit of that. I do gotta get Trump on the show. Yeah, boys. I'm officially in. I'm the one in charge of shielding the trolls. Okay, I'm the one. I'm the guy. I'm the edgy guy in charge of protecting all that we hold sacred on this platform, which is our brand. That's the word I was looking for. I should get Crowd on. I will say, wasn't that him in a PPP video? Wow, he's looking just like Andrew WK. Well, maybe not just like Andrew WK, but he's rocking the Andrew WK look, and it's a brave look, so you got to give him credit. Blue Pilled Fed. Fuck yeah, boys. Have you seen Mouthy Buddha? I'm familiar with him. I haven't seen his Epstein doc. I wanted to watch that before YouTube took it down. Did you dump your recent girlfriend because she came home smelling like bacon? You know, I'm caught. You got me. You got me. No, this girl and I have been messing around off and on for a little more than a decade. And yeah, it's just not what I'm looking for anymore. We need Alex Mukbang show. That could be good. That could be good. Confirmed for controlled opposition. Which way, Western man? Oh, that reminds me. Dennis Fairman with $10. Yo, Wild, you heard any new info about the Spurg Kitty Style? Thanks. Man, no, I haven't heard the name Kitty Style in a minute. He was from Stream Me, right? I think he streamed 10 to 15 hours a fucking day. So I'm a little familiar with him, but beyond that and him being a bit nutty, I'm unfamiliar mostly. There we go. That makes that easy. Is Kitty Style still alive? I would bet no, actually. And then we had $9.99 from Stephen Roberts. Which way, Western man? Which way, indeed? Which way, West? I should totally do a regular show with Mouthy Buddha. I've never talked to the guy. I'm not opposed to having him on. I don't even know if he's still around. Most people I'm not opposed to having on for a show, but mostly I have to think about, okay, how long into this interview or the Google Hangout stream am I going to just log out mentally and space the fuck out, not paying attention? A decade? Yeah, off and on, right? I don't want to go into detail, but you know how things are, how people are in this day and age. Draw your own conclusions. Let's see. He went crazy because Ralph and Medeker took his Stream Me welfare. Yeah, man, no, that Stream Me, what would you call it? The high score thing or the leaderboards. That created a lot of drama because there was a fair amount of money to a lot of broke people. Right in the feels. Right in the fucking feels. He knew how to game it. Yeah, that's why he was streaming all day. And as far as I knew, he would still only get a little bit of money, just enough money to buy weed with. Which I think, from what I understand, it was what he spent it on. I mean, I can't hate on the guy. It's free money coming in. Anyway. Bonglord confirmed simp. Well, and the meek will, or the simps shall inherit the earth. Something like that. Something like that, Chan. All right. All right. Vegan. Here's something. I don't think anyone will find this surprising. Politics of snitching. Democrats are more likely than Republicans to report neighbors during the pandemic. By 44% to 31% margin, Democrats would turn their neighbors into the police for hosting gatherings of 15 to 20 people in breach of stay-at-home rules. By 60% to 25%, Republicans would not. Let's see. By 44% to 31% margin, a plurality of Democrats would turn in their neighbors. By 60 to 25% margin, Republicans would not. Funny thing, isn't it? Funny thing, turning in people to the police. I am so proud. Bernie, coming in hot. I do like running this stream on ultra low latency because I can see the responses in chat immediately. So it's so much better. The police blotter in my country was 80% snitching last week. Ouch. I will not stay inside, Karen. I will not eat the bugs. Alright. Here's another thing that kind of pertains to me a little bit. Newsom says California went from surplus to tens of billions in deficit in weeks. Won't get by without federal help. See, Newsom, a first-term Democrat. And remember, this is what's bullshit about this. Newsom lost the election, by the way. He had fewer votes, and I don't know if it's sort of like with the... I shouldn't say lost the election. He didn't have as many votes as the person he was against. And to my understanding, I don't know that there's like an electoral college for the state of California, but despite getting fewer votes, Newsom still won. A lot of people don't believe me when I say this, but Northern California is very conservative. The liberal people stick out like a sore thumb. Newsom, a first-term Democrat, is scheduled to revise his budget proposal by May 14th with the latest estimates on revenue and spending. In January, he proposed a $153 billion general fund budget that increased spending by about 2% from the current year that ends June 30th and socked away about $5 billion more into rainy day funds. Now, from what I understand, this asshole is giving out money to illegals, right, for relief. I still don't have my EDD, you fucking prick. I filed for unemployment really early, and these fuckers still haven't paid me. They paid me out they gave me the card, they paid me once, and then they canceled it and said, well, the claim didn't go through, you're gonna have to file again. And so I filed again, and then they said it got denied again and asked me to refile. So I'm on my third filing. I hope it goes through this time. Fingers fucking crossed. We'll see how it turns out.
Alright, well, get fucked! Get fucked!
Get fucked indeed. That is a good addition. We do just need a few more. We need Alex Jones eating people's ass on the soundboard. And then we also need, what was the other one I was thinking of?
I am so mad!
I am so mad. That's right. So mad instead.
$1.
Is he talking about Trump bucks? I just got mine today. No, I mean my EDD. My Trump bucks are supposed to come through tomorrow. Finally, after a lot of bullshit. But no, I mean my EDD, my unemployment, my UI. For whatever reason, it just keeps getting denied. It gave me one payout, which is great because I needed it.
Otherwise, you're just an inert chunk of randomly assembled molecules.
And yeah, Noodle, I heard someone mention Noodle. Yeah, she's doing great. She's passed the fuck out. I got her a toy that used to be our dog when my ex and I, we had a pug, and that was his toy with this I don't know what kind of plush it is, but some sort of plush, and he loved it.